I'd like to give you a tour of my chicken coop. This is the garden coop design. If you search online for the garden coop, you'll find a website that has information about this and the ability to purchase the plans, which I believe were about $20, something in that range. If you're serious about building a chicken coop, spend the money. It's well worth it. The person that put this together spent a lot of time, so the plans are solid and takes you through step by step. I built this about 2 years ago, and it took me maybe a month or two of on and off building, but I wasn't solid building it you know, every day. I would kind of, you know, weekends or time here and there when I had the chance. Went together very well. So thought I'd post this if anyone's considering this, give you some ideas what it looks like and how it looks in operation after 2 years of use and some tweaks to get everything good. So the idea of this design, you have an enclosed coop or hen house, I guess you could call it. This is where they sleep at night in the winter, and the egg box or the nesting boxes. There's a ramp that goes up from the bottom to a hole in the floor to allow them access. It's an open design. They're allowed to come and go as they please, but you have hardware cloth here all around and going down 6 inches to a foot on the sides, so predators can't get in. And the hardware cloth is also across the top below the ceiling. It allows them free, airy access, so to speak, without you having to let them out in the morning, but they're fully protected. So let's walk over here. I put up some purchase, just some gum trees that were back in the woods. I cut with a chainsaw and put them nice. So they like to perch out here. I'm located in Maryland. It's kind of a temperate climate, and in the summertime they actually sleep out here, which at first I didn't like that, but then I realized it's they're fully protected with the hardware cloth and they're more comfortable this way. So have let them do it for 2 years now, and it hasn't been a problem. Around 1st of October, the weather starts to get a chill in it, and they will gradually start sleeping inside, and they sleep inside during the winter. Usually we have 6 chickens. You'll get about 2 or so that'll start sleeping in here, and then another night there'll be 3, and then finally all of them will start sleeping in there. They'll stay in there all winter, so they know they kind of take care of themselves that way. I do have an enclosed run with aviary netting because we've had a hawk problem. One of our chickens was taken by a hawk, so when we used to let them free range. So since then we put in a run completely enclosed with aviary cloth, and we're using a paddock system so that they're not beating it down to dirt constantly. I made another video about the paddocks, so if you're interested in setting up a run with paddocks, check my other videos and you'll see that. But we will talk about the door. You're seeing here, so I made a door to allow them access to the run. We close this up at night, open it in the morning. And well, hello. Good morning. So the what I did here, basically, you can see I made a cut out in the hardware cloth, just some simple 2x4s that I had left over from the original construction. This is a wall panel that I had left over from the original construction, and what I did was, if you can see here, I'll go inside in a second and give you a closer look, but it slides. There are grooves here. Essentially it slides down so it doesn't pop out of the groove, and on the top it's just a string. It's very simple, a string tied going up through a hole, coming out to the outside. I'll back up so you can kind of visualize this. The string goes up through here, and I have a little ring that I put on it, so when I let it go, it slides down, you pull it, it slides up, and I just hook the ring. Now when we close them up, you let it slide down. You see that block of wood here? Let me pull it up. It has that hole in it. That's my lock that I made. You have this, and you have a dowel rod that goes all the way to the outside of the coop. You just push this, and you see it's a bolt essentially. That's it's like a lock bolt that's locking it, so this won't come up. This really is overkill, but you never know. They say the raccoons are crafty and they'll figure things out, so I figured there's no way And the reason why I did it this way is so we can open and close it from the outside. We don't have to go inside. So let me open it back up so we can get back in. During the day, we let them come and go as they please, in and out of the run. Even if we're not home, we haven't had a problem. But at night, they go up anyway. But of course, we make them go up and close it. So walk inside and give you a closer look at that door for anyone that might be really interested in that part. There you go. We have, these are actually more wall panels. So try to make this as simple as possible. Just 2x4s. And then I cut strips of the wall panel and nailed those and left it with a groove so that this slides down. I used to have a board here and a board here with a groove, but dirt accumulated in here. So I just took this one out and it works fine. So that pops down and the dirt doesn't accumulate. And just a block of wood screwed in here with a hole for the dowel rod to work in as a lock. Alright, so moving on, we have, ooh, the sun glare is kind of bad. I originally put a door in the side. The plans call for a door on the floor, and I didn't kind of like that. I like the door on the side, so I put a cutout in the side originally with the ramp right here. Well, after a while, I realized it would be better to have it in the floor, so I put it back. And I know it's not pretty, but it's functional. I just I didn't have a full wall panel left, so I just kind of filled the hole back in. Okay, these are my. Just keep the doors shut. Flip that. And you see this eyelet right here, and this hook. In the summertime, it gets pretty hot. So all summer long, I clip this open. And the summertime configuration is like this. And they, some of our chickens will sleep out here at night, but 2 of them prefer to sleep in here, but they sleep right here. They get better airflow in the summer. We found that if we leave it completely closed, they won't sleep in here in the summer at all. None of them will. And actually, I think they kind of don't like going in here because it gets kind of hot every now and then. We're located in Maryland. So this works out pretty good. Plus, they like flying straight up in and out. But in the wintertime, it's October now, we leave it shut. We started out using wood shavings in the bottom here, and it became a pretty big mess. What we ended up doing, works for us, I put just foot square floor tiles in to keep it kind of slick, but some of them came out. But we kind of have a daily routine. The chickens perch up here, and every day we have a tiny little kids style hoe, like a garden hoe. It's only about 2-3 foot long handle, tiny little thing, and a bucket. And you just come through here and you scrape the chicken poop straight out the door, and you're holding the bucket right here. And as long as, I mean, if you're interacting with your chickens anyway and checking on them every day, make it part of your regular daily routine. It keeps it so clean and nice, and you're good to go. Your alternative is straw, some type of bedding, and it just starts to stink. It becomes a mess. This is easy as long as you're the type of person where you keep up with this every day. We just have straw on the ground here, the feeder. There's the door hole. Give you some detail how that looks. They have no problem coming up and in. Nest boxes from the inside. We put 2 windows in with plexiglass. It's an open ceiling design. This is hardware cloth with the paneling up there, the clear kind of smoky paneling to allow the sunlight in. So you can see it's nice and bright in here. Alright, let me close this back up and I'll show you outside. Oh, and by the way, I use chicken water nipples, PVC pipe going up to a bucket in the back. If you're interested in that, that works very, very well. And in the winter, I put a Birdbath heater inside the bucket. Works just fine, and a circulating pump. I'll probably do a separate video on that. That'll show. That kind of takes a little time to show you that. Okay, outside we have the nest box. So that way if you want eggs, you don't have to go all the way inside. If Just a carabiner and a hasp. Open it up. Nest boxes. Look at that. Even in October, 3 eggs. We have 6 chickens. They're starting to slow down. But that's cool. We're still getting 3 eggs a day. Some of our chickens are only a year old, so that's probably why. The younger they are, the longer they'll end up laying. But they're definitely starting to slow down with the shorter days. I guess I have a moment. I'll show you the water system. So we have a bucket, PVC pipe going down. It's capped off on that end. I have 4 nipples. I put a old piece of gutter in there because they would drip every now and then. The chickens wouldn't drink all the water. They hit the water and some of it drips and some of it they drank. So it was always wet in this area. So I put this gutter in. You can see it's kind of looks junky. I need to clean it up a bit, but it's just because it's been there a little while. It's got a little algae, but that keeps the ground from getting soaking wet. So inside, just water in here. It's gravity fed. This line comes from the end of the PVC pipe, goes up inside the bucket, and I have this very simple garden fountain water pump. It's not in there now because it's not cold enough, but once it starts getting to where it's freezing at night, I will put this inside the bucket. I will put this heater, it's like a Birdbath heater, put it inside the bucket. I run an extension cord out here for the winter and let it run, and what it does is this has a thermostat built in. It keeps the water above freezing, and the pump pumps the water from here through here into down where the nipples are, and it forces circulation of the water, and all winter long it works great. The nipples never freeze. Well, I take that back. In some really extreme weather, which we had last year, it got so super cold, and with the wind they would occasionally lock up, but for the most part, majority of the winter, they did not freeze, so that worked out great. There's my paddocks again. I got another video about the paddocks. I think if I left anything out, I think that's it. Oh, I've been drying sunflowers up here. We had some giant sunflowers, and I stick them up here in between the top here, but under the shelter, and they dry out, and the chickens love these. We'll give them, just break the seeds out and throw some in for treats, and they love that. So I got all my sunflower heads up here. I think that's it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have chickens, or if you're thinking about it, again, this is the garden coop design. Highly recommended. I've been really happy with it. And there you go. Enjoy.